So let's talk a little bit about anxiety. Anxiety is one of the most common mental health disorders in the US. More than 40 million people suffer from anxiety, and it's 6 times higher than it has been in the past year. And a lot of us don't even know what that means. What does that look like? So it can be something as simple as nervous tension. Maybe your mind is racing, you can't sit still, you always feel like you have to be doing something. You feel really keyed up, on edge, right? Like you're tense, your muscles are tightening. You have difficulty sleeping, difficulty eating, either too much or too little, right? And you might have cravings. You might be more likely to drink alcohol or use other substances to try and calm you down. And there's more symptoms, they're not always obvious. And you may not necessarily have the disorder, but having some of those symptoms, and think about how are they affecting your life and how they're distressing you. So that's a little bit about anxiety. I'm Lori Lauritsen, licensed mental health counselor, master certified addictions professional, and certified yoga teacher, here to help you with science and holistic practices, blending them together with a system that I've created to help you heal mind, body, and spirit, and specifically with the evidence-based practices of talk therapy, yoga therapy, physical movements, breathing, and things like that you don't get just from talk therapy. And over my 15 years of being a therapist, I've learned that it's more than just talking about it. And specifically with things like anxiety and trauma, which a lot of times go together, we have to address the nervous system, right? So if we don't learn to calm our central nervous system, we stay in that loop of anxiety. We stay in that loop of trauma, those continued stories that we say to ourselves over and over again. And specifically, this workshop is to calm your mind, heal your body. Yoga therapy to transform anxious energy. We want to transform that energy. And for those of us who are keyed up and on edge and we can't sit still, we have to go right into trying to calm down. Most of us don't do that very well. So we want to meet, transform, and balance our mood. And that's where this workshop comes in. You're going to learn transformative tools that are simple, easy to implement, and it doesn't take a ton of time. Even if you don't have an hour to do a yoga practice or 30 minutes for meditation, or you're not in that place yet where you can do that, you can still do this. So register on the link below. This is a semi-private class that creates that fellowship, that safe space for us to do the work and learn these transformative tools that you can implement in your everyday life to transform that anxious energy into something that brings you peace, that brings you hope, that brings you joy.